is coming down very hard on us, flooding in some of the places in Monrovia. But welcome to another edition of the CDC Hour. The CDC Hour is a 60-minute package of activities in the Congress for Democratic Change and other issues that affect the fabric of our society. Like I said, today is June 30, 2025, and I'm your host, Isiaka Shireff. At some point in time, we'll be joining Honorable Prince Kripler, the former Representative Kennedy of District Number 12, Montserrat County, on the CDC ticket. Today, we have a couple of issues to discuss. Uh, Notably, we we have been we have been talking about national reconciliation within the Congress for Democratic Change, which is the fundamental and most important thing we've been discussing on the show, and also other issues affecting the country. The country has come a long way. Liberia is now at a crossroads, and as a matter of fact, the country is going in the wrong direction. So it is imperative upon us as citizens of this country to hold the bull by the horns and make sure our country does not descend into unnecessary chaos as being supported by all indication by the government of the day. And so after election, those who won the election are now still angry. They look like the losers. We who are the losers, we are like the winners. And so that's how we are. That's how the CDC is. And then we have come about 18 months after the inauguration of the new government, and there is nothing much to show. Only filibustering by the government or in all areas in education. The education sector has gone very terribly bad. The health sector has gone from worse to ridiculous. People are dying of curable diseases in and around Monrovia. The JFK, which is Liberia's biggest referral hospital, is now a death trap. A lot of people, many people do not want to go there. As a matter of fact, they don't want to be associated with the John F. Kennedy Medical Center because even the dialysis machines that were procured by the CDC government, everything is now down, and people are traveling just to do dialysis in Ghana, in Nigeria, in Guinea, and other West African countries in the Mano River Union, while our dialysis machines that were procured just in 2022 are down because of dismal uh, management by the government of Liberia through the John F. Kennedy Memorial Center. And so every day we are confronted with different issues. We have been told that we are learning that an officer of the armed forces of Liberia, since coming from serving the peace mission in Mali, has gone missing. He cannot be found. The government cannot account, the AFL cannot account for his loss, and the Ministry of National Defense is tight-lipped on the issue, and so everything is going from bad to worse. People are dying every day. People are being shot. People are being brutalized by by state security forces themselves are clashing on a daily basis. Why the government does not care about that to improve the security condition in the country, but they are running behind opposition people. They are running behind members of of former government officials of former government in a witch hunting manner to get them to jail, and that's all of the records they want to set. But the day of reckoning will come. The day of reckoning will come, and so uh, predicated on predicated on all of these things in the country, I think there is a need for unity within the Congress for Democratic Change and the opposition at large. The CDC is the leader of the opposition for the fact that the CDC got 893,000 votes in 2023 election. That was just 20,563 vote difference, less than that of a district. We remain the biggest opposition party in the country, perhaps the biggest political party in the country, because the Unity Party had to form an alliance of more than 15 to 20 parties and and alliance members to win the 2023 election. Even at that, very fraudulently. But this is where we are. The government has gone 18 months, nothing to show. Uh, the government has embarked on reburying everybody, something that is not in their purview. The Liberian people are suffering. There is no food. Uh, Prices of commodities are very astronomical, and the government is not even contemplating on reducing those prices by giving some tax breaks to businesses. They are increasing taxes in order to create an unnecessary economic burden on the Liberian people, which is having a serious toll on the economic conditions of our people. Corruption in the country, corruption in the government, in every facet of the government. Over 22, 23 ministries and agencies of the government since 2024 have been rocked by massive corruption, from Ministry of Commerce to Ministry of Labor to the to NASCO to the Ministry of Mines and Energy to the Ministry of Justice to the National Port Authority to I mean every ministry and agency you think about, there is massive corruption. And as a result of that, one of the newspapers just reported this morning about some $108 million. $108 million has been siphoned by the government after the masterminded confusion at the House of Representatives, the lower chamber of Liberia's parliament. And so while the confusion was going on, people were stealing money in broad daylight. Uh, Rachel Kuhn, Thomas Fowler, uh, James Cole, Fode Fambule, the rest of the guys in the so-called majority bloc that has transmogrified into the leadership of the House today. They're just stealing executive officials themselves, are emboldening them and corrupting the Liberian people's money. They are just they have just continued to pillage the resources of the country everywhere. Imagine the guys in 2024 budgeted about $3 million for committee hearing. Before the end of the budget period, they had already expanded over 17 million just for 41 hearings. So these are some of the corruption issues in the country. But The government is not doing anything about that. In fact, President Buakai has had now a new style, a new phenomenon of supporting corruption in the country. That is, an agreement has been struck by the president with members of the Unity Party that they had too many criminals, rogues on the bench who do not have jobs. And so once you go into government, once you're appointed into government, you steal enough money, the president will suspend you, and then you carry the money and then appoint a new person to continue the stealing. They are prosecuting nobody. They are prosecuting nobody. There have been over 15 to 20 suspensions by the president. There have been, I think, one or two resignations, namely the former commerce minister, uh, Ami Modat, and also the first was the guy from the Ministry of Finance, Boema Kamara, who resigned their positions for, on corruption allegation. And today the government is helter skelter, no projects, no capital projects. They're just stealing. Corruption has become the capital project of the government, and so this is where we are. And so, if you are a sedition and you out there, keep listening to this show and keep sharing the show. Keep sharing, keep sharing with your friends to watch the show. Keep sharing so that we can be able to get more people watching the show, because with that, we're going to have a lot of people tuning into the show, especially on the social media, on the Kings FM social media page, Facebook Live. And so we are here today to inform you about activities within the Congress for Democratic Change. As I speak to you, the chairman of the CDC, Attorney Janga Augustus Kowo, is in the Southeast. By now, he should be in Sino County, if I'm not mistaken, because he was in Maryland and then in Grand Crew, all about restructuring the leadership of the CDC in the Southeast. We have started with the Southeast already. The chairman has been accompanied by Mr. Glay, also from the Southeast, C. Mark Doyen, the elder of the National Executive Committee, and also former managing director at the Forestry Development Authority. And so they are in the Southeast and restructuring the party. We are not sitting supinely. We are making strategic moves uh, in the party restructuring. And so you have something to celebrate. You know, when you lose election, especially after 1 year, 2 years, there are a lot of things that go wrong if we're not careful. So if we were not careful, or we were not a very big political party with enormous pedigree to solve our issues within, but by this time, this party could be no more. But because of the far-sighted people we have, because of the leadership we have, from the political leader and former president of Liberia, His Excellency Dr. George Manewuya, down to the National Executive Committee led by Janga Kowo, uh, Jefferson Koiji, the rest of the folks at the National Executive Committee level, I think we are moving somewhere. Do we have an issue? Yes, we have disagreement because we are a human organization. We have semblances of imperfection. But does that define us as a political party that does not mean well for the country? No. And because of our ability to solve some of those issues head on, has made us a very vibrant political institution, that we can have disagreements amongst ourselves, but still remain very steadfast, resolute, committed, loyal to solve those issues, make us a vibrant political party. As a matter of fact, if you think that the CDC does not have issues, then your party is a very small political party, probably a very small social organization, a big political institution like the CDC with over 1 million of grassroots support, we will always have a problem because political parties are social organizations of people from diverse angles, from every strata of the society, who converge at one end to share ideas, to compete on ideas, on ideological issues. And so we are bound as a political party to have some issues going forward. But we are resolving our issues. uh, do we have a conflict? No, we don't have a conflict. We have disagreements and we are resolving those disagreements. That's what makes us a very vibrant political institution. Even the Communist Party in China, the Republican Party in the US, the Democratic Party in the US, the Likud Party in Israel, every political party, especially with its grassroots membership of over 1 million supporters, will always have some issues, but they will solve their issues in house. And that's what the CDC does exactly. And so, seditions, if you left the election, if you left from the election in 2023, you were bitter for different reasons. You were disenchanted for different reasons, for which some of you decided to not even support your political institution. uh, as a matter of fact, I know sedition supported their party, right, to a larger extent. But there were a few elements within the CDC probably who may have been misguided by other people from the outside, from the rescue mission, to have made you go against your political party. I think this is the time that you revert. This is the time you come back to your political institution, because CDC is just more than a political party. Some some regard CDC as a phenomenon. CDC is a phenomenon. Some say CDC is not just a political party, it's an organization of like minds there for each other. The CDC is the CDC is like a family. Once you enter the CDC, once you join the CDC, once you affiliate with the CDC, you become a part of the family. And that's what we are. We don't cherry pick. We don't uh, a stereotype. We we treat everyone as equally as the standard bearer of our party will be treated. And so that is a guarantee that you can join the CDC today and become anything tomorrow. So seditions, if you had problem for any reason, or you still have problem for any reason, right? If somebody wrong you within the party, probably before elections time or during elections time, I'm sitting on this radio, presenting this show. Even myself could have problem, but my disagreement cannot suffice, or my disagreement cannot surpass the national interest of the Congress for Democratic Change. I will be very insensitive had I taken my disagreement with people I have in the CDC to a different level, to the extent of hurting my political institution. We have to be loyal. We have to be committed, continue to be dedicated and steadfast in supporting this political institution. You may not be anybody in the CDC, but your children could be people of moral and high repute in the CDC in few years to come. And so that makes us a party of the people with enormous grassroots support. Grassroots means people who are at the lower level, who have been supporting the party from 2021 years ago. The people on whose shoulders this revolution is built, those who have been voting for the party. Every election, they will go and vote for the party. They will cast their ballots for this political party, regardless of the storms, regardless of what happens. Elections come, they will queue in the lines to vote for the CDC against all of the odds. Some of them have been victims of circumstances. Some of them have been victims of different other issues. But we must unite now. If we ever decided to remain at odds with each other, the procession of the government, the way this government is proceeding, the attitude of the government, the arrogant posture of the arrogant posture of the government, right? The way the country is going, the way the health sector is being treated, marginalized by the government, and the educational sector. Schools are increasing their fees every year, sometimes every 6 months, creating unbearable conditions on parents and students alike. This is the time for us to unite and get this menace off our shoulders. We were told, yes, many of you were told about this kind of condition. Many of you were told about the behavior of the government that was waiting. Many of you were told that about this disaster in the making in 2022, in 2023. We didn't listen, but elections have consequences. Elections definitely have consequences. I can say that for sure. The consequences of elections are that once you vote, the decisions you will make, you will reap it, either in good or in bad. And we went to the polls in 2023. The decisions we made as a country to vote a rescue mission that is so much barbaric, that a rescue mission that is so much don't caring, a rescue mission that is so much corrupt, they have turned to an embarrassment to the state, right? This is the consequence of the decision we made in 2023. Did we have other options? Yes, we had other options, definitely. We had a sitting government that was doing extremely well, but because of lies, because of misinformation, because of disinformation, uh, people were lied to. Their bodies were taken sometimes from even from funeral homes and taken to the streets at night just to demean the image of the government, the image of the country, to create a bad image for the country. We saw that. We saw that. We saw dirt taken from communities and dumped on the main road just to give a bad picture of the government, of the city government under Jefferson Koji. That Koji was not doing anything to claim Monrovia. Today, Monrovia is even dirtier than before. So has it created an imperative need or a compelling need for George Weah comeback? Yes. This is something, this is an idea that we have unearthed. This is an idea that we are nurturing, a George Weah comeback. That's why, even as a seditions, once you say George Weah is coming back in 2029, those guys feel very offended. They feel very, very offended. They feel insulted. They feel worse. Yes, they feel worse that if you say George Weah is coming back, they have taken they are taking the country as their inheritance. But the corruption is too much in the country. Everybody is stealing because nobody is sure that Joseph Boakai will be re-elected. Nobody is sure that Jeremiah Kun will be president of Liberia because of the way the country is proceeding, the government is proceeding. And so what is happening is the government officials are saying, we gotta steal, we will steal, I will steal what I lay my hands on, because we don't have any guarantee that we will come back. And so they will still, the moment election win them in 2029, you will see them knocking their slippers, their shoes, and leaving the country to go abroad. That's how they are in 20 In 2017, they did the same thing. In 2029, they will do the same thing. And so these guys are very corrupt. They are sophisticated criminals, sophisticated rogues, many of whom are on the bench and warming up to come and steal more. This is the kind of government we have. We have been informed again that the nephew to the president, Mr. Abdullah Kamara, who has been at the Liberia Telecommunications Authority, the LTA, who was indicted for corruption, who has been uh, the the chairman, or I don't know how they call it. It says commissioner or chairman or what at the LTA. We have been informed by reliable sources from the executive that he has left the country, and he was told to leave the country because there is a pending indictment against him by the LACC. So he has been advised to leave the country. He's currently in Ghana and on his way to the United States. The government cannot hold him because he's the nephew to the president, right? And so that's the country we have. That's the country we are running. That's the country we are running, and we're calling it a serious country. We call it the government a serious government to fight corruption. But citizens, listen to me. This is your moment. Seize it. Seize this moment. Let us unite. If you are in the communities, go to your brother. Say partisans. Say partisan, my sister, my brother. Let us unite. Let us come together as the surest way to wrestle power out of these criminals in 2029. Uh, if need be, if need be, if you can apologize for some of the things that you think you did to a sedition that did not go down well with him or her, you can do it. I'm in my community. I I take a stroll in the morning, in the evening, at the weekend, visiting my fellow partisans in the communities. I know some of them, I do not know some of them. Some of them will come to me, others will not come to me. I will walk to them. Sometimes we sit, we talk very passionately about the CDC, and they are very compassionate people themselves. I don't think any seditionists will want to go against the CDC just like that. But it is because of the attitude and behavior of some of our leaders. Yes, and I think that needs to change. The seditious in the communities want to reconcile. And so I, on behalf of the chairman of the CDC, look, I would say everybody, everybody is sorry for what may have happened. Let us turn a new page. The CDC is the only organization we have. The CDC is the only political institution we have. And so we have to jealously protect it. We have to jealously protect it and move into history in 2029. We can do it. We saw it happen in Ghana. We saw it happen in the United States. When President Donald Trump left power, he was he was uh, he was chased after by the people in power. He was chased by the people in power until they they found him guilty on over 34 counts. On 34 counts, he did not go to jail because under American law, he could not. He could still be in jail if at all he was jailed. He could still be in jail and contest for the presidency. But this is where we are. It happened in Ghana. John Mahama. Mahama became president after replacing Dr. John Atta Mills. Mahama lost the election. He went back into opposition. And later, Mahama was elected. Today, John Mahama is the president of the Republic of Ghana. Okay? And it has happened in many places. A lot of times it happens in Italy. It happened 3 to 4 times with the late Italian Prime Minister Silvio Berlusconi. right? It happened with him. It happened also to Mario Monti, another former Italian prime minister. And so it can happen to George Weah. And we are on a course to doing that. So seditions, let us forgive each other. If you are in the districts, if you are in the counties, you are in the zones, this is the time to forgive your fellow partisans. Let us swallow the bitter pills. Let us swallow the bitter pills. There were a lot of disagreements within the Unity Party. There were a lot of bitterness within the UP after they lost the 2017 election. But uh, did they sit down and say they will not reconcile? In fact, the UP used the ANC and Alexander Cummings, Bernard Yuri, and other people to regain their political consciousness. Am I saying we should necessarily do that? That's that's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is in our own in our own corners, in our own corners, I think we will have to unite. Unity is the key. If you ever thought we did bad thing while in power, if you ever thought we did uh, some things that were not good, I can tell you, I can assure you that these guys, this current breed of criminals are even doing worse. Imagine uh, the guys lied on us against us about 16 billion dollars. How possible could 16 billion of the country's money that should be in circulation go missing? Where will it go? It was a falsified, it was a falsified lie. It was a lie from the belly of the devil. It was intended to deface the government, to 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 it was intended to give the government a very bad image, a very terrible image. And the guy succeeded in doing that because even we seditionists who should have stood with our government believe that. Some of our partisans believe that some $16 billion that was printed in 20 between 2015 to 2017 got missing in this place. That the monies were put into containers and taken to houses of government officials. I mean, that's how we destroyed ourselves. We gave in to those propaganda. Those look, when they say propaganda, propaganda is about taking 5% truth and adding 95% lies and spreading it for misinformation and disinformation purposes. And that's what happened. They came again and talked about 125 million that the government of Liberia under George Weah stole 25 million. Samuel 12 stole 25 million. Oh, this other man stole this million. Oh, three missing boys. Some boys were missing, and then the government used them. The government used them for ritualistic purposes. Imagine some seditions in the community will sit and believe such a crap. At the end of the day, everything created, everything compounded. It compounded and complicated the the problem of the government. Oh, auditors were killed. People killed auditors. People do not die in Liberia for nothing, right? They say we kill four auditors, five auditors, six auditors. What is that? What is that? We were challenged by our mindset to believe in the lies of these people. And it is the same lie they are telling in governance, which is now holding. They have lied all over. They lied about bringing Ayololo buses from Ghana in the number of 300. Today, we cannot see those buses. They lied about bringing $3 billion from China. They did not bring it. They lied about 250 Nicotech scholarship. It was a scam. They took money from our brothers and sisters and they duped them. Imagine the government duping citizens about scholarship. They lied. They have lied about yellow machines for so long. uh, the vice president and other officials of the government were just in China making arrangements that has not even worked. More work to do. More work to do. They stole $22 million here and they said they were spreading it on model roads. Today, the roads are very terrible. So, these are some of the lies by the government. They came here and said, look, the government was doing this, the government was doing that. They brought, look, even the CDC government, at the end of our government, over, we brought over 27, 28 uh, capital equipments, machines, trucks, and the Minister of Public Works, Lafayette Giddings, went on the radio and he even went at the Senate and attested to that, approved that the CDC government brought in those machineries to the government. Most of the roads you see that are being rehabilitated, wasting dirt, mud on the road, they have been done by the machines we brought to Liberia in 2023 through a guy called ABK. Yes, ABK. ABK. He was the one who the government contracted to bring those machines. And those machines are in the country, the government is using them. Did we make issue out of it that we brought yellow machines to the country? We brought equipment. We did not cause noise about them because we were not so insensitive, we were not so immature as a government to have done that. But you see, these other people, as very immature as they are, everything they put it in the media. At the end of the day, they become lies. So uh we are we are here. We are here. We are watching. We are watching the government violating every aspect of our laws, running behind, chasing people. Look at what happened. Tom Etheridge, who was arrested more than 7 months ago on account of allegedly burning the Capitol building. This guy, with all of the bonds, that have been submitted to bail him out, the court has rejected everything through a mastermind by the Ministry of Justice. The brother's mother passed out while he's in jail. His lawyer, Counselor Jonathan Masakwe, wrote the Ministry of Justice and asking for compassionate leave for the young brother to go and pay the last respect to his mother. Imagine this guy is in jail, his mother passed on. His lawyer wrote the court, the government, to give him compassionate leave for at least a week so that he could pay the last respect to his mother. The government refused. The family is grieving. The boss mother grieved until she died. This kind of wickedness in this country. A kind of wickedness in this country. How could you treat a young man like that? If you're there, you're listening to the CDC Hour on Kings 88.5. We have just 10, 11 minutes to go. So you can begin to place in your calls on 0772 2399 33, 0772 2399 33, 086 30 4497 077798037. You can begin to place your calls in now. Uh, Good evening and Where are you calling from? Your name?
My name is Robert here. I'm calling from Johnsonville, but really I'm used to ambassador. To the CDC hour, I want to make a request to you. You are conducting CDC hour. Please, to the rural side, we are not getting something there. The thing are going on. Are you people discussing? We are not getting it. So I want for you to make it just make it possible that we have to the rural side, the program to reach there to offer to listen to your well. So that's my recommendation to you.
Okay, your recommendation is well noted, and we will work to achieve that. Do we have another caller? Hello?
Hello?
Yes, let's hear you in 1 minute.
Okay, Oscar that is calling from Damsa. You know, I'm listening to the guy who just spoke there now. Esiaka, what I want to let you know is that when I said like where is that only in Motorado or Monrovia, you know, you sit here on the radio, only so can get it through or internet, that not everybody can listen to you. So I want to see to go country one for country to country. And secondly, again, what you're saying, appealing to with the physicians, to be honest with you, most of us are right that happened. You go from 2004 up to present of Johnson CDC. But you know, when you people go to leadership, you don't know friends. When you see people they fight the equator, you feel that people can't play. So you need to get on your feet from country to country. This is what we make to lose election. When the government is not about friendship, when you run government with friendship, you can't go down well with people. This is what CDC made to lose. Because the government they go through wherever running government on friendship. When I know you as in position, when I know you don't know where. You don't know and them appear, you don't appear. So it's not good. So let us get on our feet and go from country to country to talk to our people. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Let's take another call if we have any. Good evening. Good evening.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, thank you. My dear leader and mentor, in Esiaka, and you have been extremely well. We must give you our undiluted salutations, Mr. Saka, and also the King family. But for the recognitions for the public, I'm Pokat Robert, and I join you this evening for our unknown destinations. You know, CM brother and leader, Mr. Shaga, you said it very emphatically and categorically that the Praca regime have failed massively. They have failed massively. Capital F. Hello?
Yes, I'm listening to you.
Okay, capital FARLED. Fail would mean that they're failing by already passed. That they can never come to power. And it's clear. You come to rescue and you come to increase poverty on the people. You come to do witch hunt. You come to take people from Matthias back to Matt. After President, we have told them from Matt to Matthias. But I want to tell Mr. Braga, I can tell you, comes 2017, all of your unscrupulous behavior, your unethical behavior, your irresponsible behavior, it will come to end. We will be doing it in conformity. We will have the constitution guarding or even guarding you at the executive mansion.
Okay.
Come 2017, our people will come in the numbers.
Thank you so much.
It's not enough.
Thank you so much.
To conclude, we are calling all of our people. Yesterday you were eating 1 quart, today you eating nothing. Yesterday you're eating 2 quarts, today you eating alcohol or half cup. It's because of it's because of Braca inability. Come out and say very strong caveat to him that enough is enough.
Okay, thank you so much. We have another caller. So we have a caller. Hello there.
Yeah, good evening, Esiaka.
Yeah, good evening.
Yeah, well, this is Muhammad Banks journey.
Yeah, Mr. Donzo.
I'm calling from some other job area to be precise. I'm in a factory. Okay. Isiaka, I want to appreciate you and I appreciate all of the members of CDC and the people of Liberia. Well, Isiaka, Mr. Bota is president of our country, the vessel in the south. Recently, Mr. Bota is doing the two the
We've lost you, Mr. Donzo. So if you're there, place your call on 0772 239933 086 304497 0777 which is exclusively for female 0777. We have a caller there. Hello?
Good evening.
Yep,
Good evening, Isiaka. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing good.
This is Edmond Carr. Let's say kudos to you. We are keeping the fire burning. And you said it right. CDC is a responsible party. And that loss of election brought serious blow to the party. If we didn't have mature people, people that are able to manage problems, to solve problems, then CDC could not be here today. I would say kudos to the leadership and to our standard bearer for standing with us. Why can't the government, they cannot make a comeback? Or you say, oh, you're suing your own country. No, it's not about swear. All the time that the government has to prepare themselves to put their feet to the ground so that they can keep the government running, they may use all that. 1 year plus, how can you make a comeback? There is no way they can make a comeback. So this is why, after suspension, they are now going to re-barrel. So after re-barrel, we don't know the next one they will be going to.
Thank you. We have more people on the line.
Yeah, there is nothing. And
thank you. Hello there. Let's hear you. Yeah, hello. Let's hear you. Mabendu.
Yeah, it's all the things. But you telling all that, we should be talking to the physician, we try to go. First thing we talk to them, they can tell all the same. Only now you benefit from other CDC, will not benefit, will not hear for CDC benefit. Say, we can be convincing and talk to them, we say, your president made mistake, and people are treating like them, I want me to move for any power, I get it power, yeah, you know, all suffering. So you're not united together, now will be one. They say before you tell Uncle be rest and money, then will be, then will be happy, then will be running, all around will be telling our friends. That one they can, then Jews said they say they want poor. But they not get money, someone they're not making money. The people are getting that hard situation. They want poor due, but they not get money. They're not doing nothing. So,
thank you so much, Ma Bendu. We don't have time today, so let's take our next caller. Okay.
I want to start with you for situation because
hello.
Hello, Isiaka Shireff.
Yes, let's hear you.
Okay, this is Peter Carl. I'm calling from Tangier West Point.
Yes, that's where.
This is instead of great thing tonight to win a decision. It's true. It's true. We as decision we want to get up. But what the reason why we want to get out, our authority people, they want me to all. They put me to all bad way, man.
But man, if you think your people mean to you, this current group of criminals are even mean more than anybody you ever thought about.
Yeah,
so you crucify your own because hello?
I will not call my name, but I call it for Piama. If we reconcile, we have to call boy they call after Pima will say sorry. Or boy they call Ellis or for Kante was this number 9. If they think they call fair by between join UP and now in that desire for you to join UP. Well, one day they want that for stop up for 2 days for 2,000 far. The second election when they make any power that board in the white together, that's a white now they boy what wait for your own for you get your own for way get your what for the party. The other police beat up was a 2 minutes, beat up was a fire photo. So if you have to call it, say, Ellis, what is can't go and tell about sorry.
Yes, but I mean, has he gotten a job now from the Unity Party government?
Yeah, so we know that we put safety role for all the women. But not on the now, so we worry. They're working for us. All the they put in jail, they create crime for themselves. So they now will be a better reporting.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much from Firma. We are almost there. Let's take our last caller. Hello? Okay, we don't have any more callers on the line. So, Seditions, you listen to the callers and they said it right. It is unanimous. All of us will have to do our part to make sure to bring the party together, to get the party together, so that we can launch an affront on the presidency of the Republic in 2029. Because all of us, each of us has a role to play because we all are important and everybody is as equal as the other, just like we have been in the last 21 years. On that note, we have come to the end of today's edition of the CDC Hour. Next time you'll see me here will be on Wednesday, when I shall be here with Mr. Koklo, Bovo, and the man, Prince Crippler, on this dial. Until then, I say I see you on Wednesday. Bye-bye. Shake your body, shake your body, shake your body, shake your body.